All right, so when you're in the shop and you get a package or something else you need to open, what do you go for? Like, do you have a pocket knife that's always ready? Or do you have to go into your toolbox, you open the drawer and you're like, I don't know, I could maybe use some side cutters. You get a side cutters and you're trying to do something like that on there. Maybe you're full Rambo and you're just like, raw, get this thing open. You could go into your kitchen when the wife's not looking and you can borrow the kitchen shears. And this is usually what we've got. And they work okay for stuff like this, but even on a zip tie, I've broken kitchen shears by trying to cut a zip tie with them. They're just way too light for any kind of shop use. Right now, I've been just going after the utility knife. Just open that up and it's fine, it works. But this is what I've been waiting for. A good pair of heavy duty general purpose shears for the shop. And I've been waiting because I really couldn't find any until I finally thought Klein Tools. Now, I'm not an electrician. Klein Tools are typically what electricians carry. And they're smart people. They know a good tool when they use it, and they use the heck out of Klein Tools. I've been on plenty of job sites, and the electricians have always got a bunch of Klein Tools on their belt, in their bag. This is what they use. Made in the USA. Even these here, let's get them open. I want to check them out. I'm pretty excited about this. Now, one thing that I don't like, you can see it here. Whenever I use like a utility knife or something on a work surface, I end up cutting through what I'm going through. And it hits my bench and it puts a scrape in it. It kind of sucks. You caveman it until you finally get this stupid thing open. Oh yeah, now this feels like a good tool here. Now these are general purpose shears. They're not scissors. Scissors are the little ones, like you got the little holes, little finger holes, and they're made for fine work, light duty. These are shears. Have a look at these blades. Man, this feels great. It's got that very light serration on it, and what they say is that when you're cutting something, those serrated edges keep it inside the cutting blade. Oh yeah, and it doesn't slip. You ever had something like to where the scissors going like this, kind of sideways and weird? That little serrated edge there, that's gonna keep your workpiece centered into the shears and they don't slip. These things feel great. Listen to this. It just sounds like quality. These are forged in the USA and they're not expensive. Klein Tools, I don't know how they do it, but they've been making tools for almost a century, maybe even longer than that. And they do such a great job. I'm just not an electrician, so I don't think about it, but maybe I should. It's a good tool. So I've always got a ScotchBrite pad, and yeah, I go for the knife or whatever, and I don't have a good shears. Let's see how it goes. Oh yeah, it's so easy. Makes a good clean cut. I can cut little squares out of this ScotchBrite. And now I'm ready to go to work on whatever it is I'm cleaning. I can clean a gasket or something like that off of the car, and it's just, these are so handy. I'm really gonna like using these things. Another American-made product that I'm really happy I bought, these Danner boots. Served me well for about 5 years, but they are getting worn thin. Why not just line them up with what you've got? We'll see how well these things do on sort of a foam gel, kind of a weird floppy material. Gonna just end it right there. Not bad, not bad. I mean, forget about the craftsmanship, that's all me. All right, good for another 3,000 miles. Is it gonna cut a zip tie? You bet. But it's not, see that? It's not gonna cut it flush. So, while I was at it, got another pair of Klein Tools. Check this out. Oh yeah. Feels so good. Man, they cut so well. Boom, there you go. Precision flush cutter. This is my first pair of these also. Also made in the USA, Klein Tools. These things are cool. Let's check these things out. We're gonna non-caveman open this package. Well, maybe slightly caveman. Let's see how this thing works. All right, we're gonna go crazy here. Where's my chainsaw? Maybe that'll work. They really package these things tight. All right. Oh yeah, check this out. It's got a little spring to it. And there it is right there. That's your flush edge. This should stay flat always. And then the beveled edge is right there. Really clean, really sharp. Let's see if we can clean up this zip tie the way it should be. Oh, wow. Look at that. There is nothing. It's almost like it's more than flush. It's almost like it went inside to cut it. There is nothing left of that tag. Nothing to scratchy on. You know, when you do it with scissors or side cutters or whatever, it always leaves that little tag, and that thing will cut you. But man, check this out. I'm super impressed by this. You just give it a little squeeze and it just melts through that plastic. It's like a hot knife through warm butter. It really does just effortlessly go through there. These things are awesome. Both of these tools, I'm going to link them down below because you just got to have them. Now I've seen, you know, Knipex has these flush cuts, Snap-on, everyone's got these things, but these are forged in the USA. They've got a really nice handle, good spring action to them, and they don't cost much. These were less than $20. These are around the $20 mark as well. Not bad, super awesome tools. Now, I did show you one other tool. We'll call this a tool haul. This DeWalt utility knife. I've had a lot of utility knives, and a lot of them I just chuck them in the trash after being frustrated, like they come open. Let me show you the last ones I was using. All right, this one from Stanley, it's the Fat Max. Now, this I like, it's non-retractable, so this blade is always out until you're ready to change it. You've got to turn, this little guy right here, and it kind of scissors open, and you got your blades in here, whatever. It's fine. And I like it because it's not retractable. That retractable action on these things sucks. At the wrong moment, it pulls out too far or it's pulling in. I hate those things. So this is good, but this little screw right here, inevitably my hand catches on it or something happens. Look at this blade, it's sticking out. Something happens, it turns this little screw, and then you're done. Now this thing is falling apart. It's just as frustrating as everything else. I've been using this for a couple of weeks. Good smooth action. It's got storage inside of here. It'll probably store about 5 blades or so. There's a little spring. You see that spring in there? That spring holds them in. Just clicks. This is a tool-free, so just like this one, it's a tool-free blade change. But check this out. You go all the way out. It's got different, you know, stops on there. You come all the way out and then you unlock it, and that's it. Doesn't come apart. This is actually a torque screw to convince you that you do not need to take this thing apart to change your blades. Now, hold this in again, slide the blade back into its home till it clicks. Boom, you're done. Fantastic. It's got a little rubber piece for cutting, for pushing down on, and it's got a little hammer on there, and this little guy right here for pulling out staples. Not a bad little tool. This I picked up at the Home Depot, 20 bucks. These things are all about 20 bucks. Not a big deal. Get you one of these if you're sick and tired of stuff like this that comes apart. I am gonna really enjoy these. Only cut plastic with them though. It's for zip ties and other soft materials. Don't be cutting wires. That's not what these things are for. They're super lightweight, light duty, but really sharp. Check that out. And these scissors, oh, Shears. These are Shears. Man, I just love that sound. There's no wiggle in them. It just feels great. Made in the USA. I don't know, does that make them better? Maybe. It makes me happier. I'm a patriotic guy myself. I like doing business with companies that stand behind their product and employ people in our home country. If you're an American anyway, and I am. So I like supporting them, you know, and the best way you can do that is by purchasing their products with your money, and it helps out those guys that are working here in the US. Gosh, these things are, look at that. Compare them with these things. I mean, they're fine. You can cut your lettuce or your grocery bags with them, but man, if you really want something that's gonna do the work in the shop, there you go. Now it's time for me to put these shears in the top drawer of my toolbox because I'm going to be using these things all the time. Now while I'm doing that, why don't you click right over here? That's going to give you a Koken ratchet review. Super high quality, made by true craftsmen. This thing is wonderful. Japanese made. You can support them too. Have a look at that and I'll see you next time.